Yo, 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 what's up? This is Izzuddin Osman, and welcome to AutoCAD 3D House Modeling Tutorial. Now, in this tutorial, what are we going to draw is practically this house. As you can see, I finished in drawing this house. It looks a little bit something like this. Okay, so we are about to draw this right now. So in order for us to draw this 3D house, we must first draw the floor plan of the house. So I'm going to change to top view right now. So I'm going to click this and change to top view so I can see the top view of the house right now. And I will make the roof layer hidden, so leaving only the wall structure of the house. So you can see basically the wall structure of the house is something like this. Okay, and the measurements are indicated on the dimensions which I have generated here. So I'm about to draw the floor plan right now. So I'm going to change to 2D wireframe and start to draw this particular floor plan of this house. So I'm just going to type L, enter, and I'm going to start somewhere here. So I click here, polar track this, and enter the measurement of 10,000. As in the measurement of this wall. Polar track down for 15 meters. And I use my object snap track to complete the bottom part of the walls. And I will continue this. Alright, you can see this wall length is 7,500, which is meant for the second floor of the house. So this is practically the first floor of the house. You can see when I orbit this, you can practically see the first floor and the second floor plan. So I'm just going to change it back to top view now. And I will digital trace this particular wall by typing BO and press enter. Click pick point, click inside the area which I want to digital trace, and type O, enter, to offset it as much as 500 for its wall thickness. So I got this already, and I'm going to change to my view to SE isometric. So I'll get something like this. And as you can see in the dimensions, the wall which is extruded here is the height is 6,000 in total. Alright, coming from the bottom, from the ground to the top is 6,000. Plus the height of these stairs. Alright, so I'm going to press pull this particular cross section now by using the press pull command. So I type PRESS and I click press pull here from the list given here, and I target inside the area of the wall, click, and when it asks for the extrusion height, I will enter 6,000 as in the total height of this wall, and press escape to actually to terminate that press pull command. So I'm going to change my visual style now to conceptual. So you can see this part has been generated, this part of this building, of this house. So you can see there is a another plan for the deck of the house here. So I'm going to measure this right now. So I'm going to click this to change my view, go back to top. So you can see from here to here is 7,500. If I type DLI now, and I click here and click here, and this one is around 7,500 also. So I'm going to plus this all together in getting total length of this area here as in 15,000. So I'm going to change this one to 2D wireframe now and type L, enter, and click here, polar track this and type in the measurement of 15,000. Use my object snap track to complete this part of the drawing. Type BO, enter, to digital trace that part. Click it, press enter, type O, enter, type 500, enter as its measurement or the thickness of the wall. So I'm going to change back my view to SE isometric view. Alright, so you can see from this part clearly where we already did this part, right? So you can see in this part we kind of have to extrude this a little bit. So I'm going to measure this right now. I'm going to change the UCS to match this particular foundation here, and then I type DLI as in my dimension linear to measure this height. So you can see that this is showing 2000 as in 2 meters, 2000 mm actually. So I'm going to extrude this as much as 2 meters to match the height of this particular foundation here. So I'll change back my visual style to 2D wireframe, and I type press spool command, and I select this area here, beside this area here. You can see sometimes when you want to select the wall area here, you can't do that actually due to your UCS is in this orientation. So I'm going to reset the UCS first. So I'm going to click this view here, change it to top, click this view button again, change it to SE isometric. So my XYZ now is reset, and then I will type press spool command again, and choose inside of the wall area here and type 2000 as its thickness of that particular wall to represent the foundation of the deck part over here. Okay, as you can see here, this goes 2 meters, right? So I'm gonna kind of add another wall here, okay, so that it is combined with this wall. So I can also use box command, type BOX, enter, click here until here, and shoot it up until the height of this wall. So I type box again, I click here until and shoot it up until here. So I've just added another piece of wall here, and if you want to combine these two walls, you can also type U and I, enter for union command, select this wall and this wall to combine both together. Okay, so we've done that part over here right now. Now I'm going to draw for the stairs coming from here. So if you wish to combine this part with this part also, you can use the union command. So type UNI, enter, and click this and click that to combine it. Okay, so I'm going to draw the stairs right now. So I'm going to change my UCS first to match the orientation of the stairs. Type UCS, enter, click this as my origin, click this direction for my x-axis, and click this direction for my y-axis. So I'm going to change back my visual style to 2D wireframe. Alright, and I'm going to use polyline to draw the stairs coming from here. So I will click this, polar track this as much as 300, like that. Going down here is 200. This one is 300. Going down right here is 200, 300, 200, 300, 200, 300. We can also orbit this to see the level of the stairs. So this one is 200, 300, this one is 300 and 200, and I can combine this by using the polar track here. So you can also use the extrude command to extrude the stairs coming directly from here. So you can see the length of the stairs is around 3 meters. So I'm going to extrude this by typing EXT, enter, and extrude the stairs as much as 3 meters. So it goes to the other direction. So you would have to type -3000 in order for the extrusion height to go to the opposite direction. So I'm going to type -3000 here. So if I go to conceptual, I can see my stairs somewhere there. Alright, so you can see the stairs should be positioned a little bit down. So I'm going to change back to front view now to see the level of the stairs. So if I change this to 2D wireframe, I can see the stairs here. So I'm going to push it down a little bit by using move command, M, enter, select the stairs and click one base point and just move it a little bit down so that it reaches to the ground. So I'm going to change back to top view, change back to SE isometric view, and you can see the stairs are positioned there. So I can select these stairs and right click, go under properties and change the color of the stairs. So I got my stairs already parked over here. So now what I'm going to do is to draw this part over here. So you can see there's an extended wall here, and it is the height of this is around 6 meter plus. So before I draw that, I can draw the second floor plan first. Alright, so if you want to draw the second floor plan, you must change the UCS so that the UCS is respective to the second floor. So I'm going to change this to UCS so that it is respective to the second floor. So click here and click here to change my UCS. So now my UCS is respective to the second floor. So I change my visual style to 2D wireframe and I type REC enter and draw the second floor plan over here. So I'm going to offset this to 500 so that the plan has this particular wall has a thickness, and I'm going to use my press pull command to extrude this particular wall. So I'm going to click here and type in the measurement 5 meters. This part also, and type 5 meters. Okay, so this part also, I'm going to press pull it, and this part also. So when you go back to conceptual, you can see we have built the second floor wall structure. So if you wish to create some floor visual of the second floor here, so you can change back to 2D wireframe and type REC enter so that this rectangle covers the floor for the second level here, and then you just type EXT enter to extrude a little bit, maybe around 200 mm as its height. So when you go back to conceptual, you can see that there is something there. There is a floor visual for the second level. So I'm going to change the color to any color to represent the floor. You can choose yellow or whichever color you prefer. So let's say I'm choosing this color, yellow. So I've chosen yellow for the floor, and let's say I want to reset my UCS now. So if you want to reset your UCS, you can just click this, change to top view, click this and change to SE isometric view. Okay, and get back to 2D wireframe visual, type REC enter so that you can draw the floor for the first level of this house, and type EXT enter so that the rectangle has a little bit of thickness to represent the first level floor. Type 200 to represent the thickness. Change back to 2D wireframe. From 2D wireframe change to conceptual, you can practically see there's something here which is you want to represent this particular object as your floor. So you can just change color to differentiate the floor with the walls. So select this floor, right click properties and change the color to yellow. Let's say you can choose any color if you want to. Okay, you can see basically we have created the first and the second floor. Okay, what I need to do right now is to create the extended wall over here. Okay, by estimation. So it is you can see the shape is it looks like a box, so I can just type BOX and estimate, right? the base of the box. So I'm going to draw the base of the box a little bit, something like this. And the height is, I'm going to disable my object snap for a while to estimate the height of this extended wall. So let's say I stop over here. Okay, so I get my extended wall over here. So if I wish to extend this part, I can choose another box here, type BOX, and enable back my object snap. Click here and click here. BOX is the command. Click here and click here. So I'm going to delete this first. Type BOX first as my box. Click here and click here to represent. You can see here the moment I click here, right? The box height just stopped there. So I'm going to select this and use this blue dot here to adjust the height of the box. So now the height of the box matches the height of this part over here. If you wish to union everything, you can use the union command to do that. You type UNI, enter, select this part and select this part, select this part, select this part, all the other parts, and press enter. Once you press enter, all of these wall structures are combined into one. Okay, let's say you want to draw the roof. Okay, if I go back to layer and enable the roof layer, the roof is something like a modern type shape roof, something like this. If you look the roof structure at the top view, it is something like that. If you look the structure of the roof from the southeast isometric view is something like that. And if you change it to front view, you can see it is something like that. Okay. So if I wish to draw this by estimation, if you want to draw this, it is better for you to use the polyline command. Whenever you want to estimate or design a particular structure, it doesn't matter if you want to design a roof design or wall structure design, it is the best way of doing it is doing it in the 2D wireframe visual style. And it helps for us as a designer to design any structure using a polyline rather than using a line. Because polyline, all the segments of the lines are combined automatically while drawing it. So we do recommend you not to use this line command, but rather than use this line command, better yet, use the polyline command. So I'm going to use this polyline command. So I'm going to type PL, enter. So for the roof, I can start somewhere near the stairs. Okay, click here and it shoots up somewhere around here, and it will go somewhere around here. This one I'm shooting up straight like that. This one is extended. It goes something like that, and I'm going to object track this until here, like that. Okay, if I change this back to top view, you can see the roof structure is around here. And if I change back to SE isometric, so the roof structure is around here. So I'm going to extrude this. I'll type EXT, enter. and extrude this roof by estimation. So I got already my roof. It doesn't matter if the extrusion didn't go right. Okay, so I will select this roof design structure and right click properties. I'm going to change the color of the roof to blue color to differentiate the roof and the walls. So you can see the roof didn't go as much as the wall length, right? So I'm going to select this, and you can see this blue dot here, right? You can use that to increase extrusion height, or you can also select this right click properties and change the extrusion height. So if I change this to 16,000, you can see the extrusion will go longer. So I'm going to change this again to 18,000. So it goes like that. So if I want to properly position the roof, so I'm going to change back to top view. So you can see the roof like that. And I can change 2D wireframe visual in order for me to see the wall structure also beneath the roof. So I'm going to type M, enter, select the roof, and I'm going to move it a little bit so that the roof, it is directly on the center of the wall structure. If I change my view now to SE isometric view and change my visual style to conceptual, I can see the roof is set like that. But you have this wall, this part of the wall sticking out like that. So you wish to cut off this particular part, you can do that by using the slice command. Slice command can actually slice certain things that you don't want, certain parts, certain portions of the 3D solid which you don't want to. So I'm going to change my view back to front view so I can see in a better visual. So I'm going to get rid of this part that is sticking out like that. So I'm going to change back to 2D wireframe, and I'm going to use my slice command. I'm going to type SL, enter for slice command. I'm going to select this wall structure, enter. And when the command asks us to specify start point of slicing plane, so you just need to click by estimation, where is the margin for you to slice that particular object. So I'm going to click somewhere here, click, and click somewhere here, click, and press enter. Press enter to finalize the slicing process. So you can see that this part over here has been sliced. Okay, so if I change this back to visual style, conceptual, and change back to top view, change back to SC isometric view. So you can see I can actually select that part like that and delete off that part because that part has been sliced using the slice command. So what I need to do right now is I'm going to draw the second roof for the deck, this part over here. So I'm going to change back my view to front view. Okay, so I'm going to change back my visual style to 2D wireframe. So I'm going to use the same method, which is the polyline command. So I'm going to type PL, enter. So I'm going to draw somewhere around here. Okay, click here, and then I'm going to click here. If you wish to make it align, you can use this particular point and object snap track this particular wall, this particular roof. So I'm going to click somewhere here and somewhere here. This particular roof will go to somewhere here and end somewhere here, click. So I got my cross section of this second roof right now. You can double confirm this cross section by going to top view and SE isometric view. So this is your cross section which I've drawn just now. So you can use this extrude command, type EXT, enter, click this, enter. Okay, I can extrude this to any extrusion height. So you can double check the extrusion height which you did for the first roof. You can select this roof, right click, properties. You can see that the height is actually 18,000. So this roof is 18,000 or 18 meters long. So I can select this, right click, properties, and change this height to 18,000. So I got my roof ready right now, and then I'm going to change my view to top view and properly move this second roof so that it is centered. I'm going to centralize the roof. Okay, and I'm going to change back to SE isometric view. So I'm going to change my visual style to conceptual now. So to differentiate this roof part, alright, with the walls, you can just select this and change, right click, properties, and just change it to blue color. Okay, so you've done the blue rooftop, the blue roof for this part, but you need to get rid of the center part of this roof, because if you look this 3D design, right, this part is actually empty. So you need to slice out this center part of this roof. So you can establish this by using the slice command. So you can just change back to left view. Alright. Okay, I'm going to change back to top view. I'm gonna move this original 3D house to the other side so that it does not conflict with the second 3D design. So I'm gonna change to right view or left view. Alright, so change back to wireframe. So this is my second roof actually. Okay, so if you go to conceptual, just move this to the other side. Alright, this is my, if I orbit this one a little bit, you can see. Right, so I'm going to slice this part now. So type SL, enter, select this object, enter, and when it asks for a slicing plane, so I just select this and this, right? So it is sliced right now. So SL, enter again. I will select this and highlight this, going up like that, enter. So I can select this and delete that part. So You can see how slice command can get rid of the center part here. So I'm going to undo this again. I will type SL enter, select this, and slice from here to here. And I can select the middle part over here and delete that part. So if you want to union all these three parts together, you can just choose the union command to do that. Type U and I, enter. Select this part, and this part, enter. So I have completed for my second roof over here. Okay, next we are going to draw the window part of this particular house. So I'm gonna delete this original house first. Okay, leaving this design visible for us to see. Okay, let's say you want to make this roof invisible for a while. You can select this to roof design and choose a particular layer. Let's say I choose the layer roof. Okay, and I set the layer off. Alright, leaving only the wall structure visible for us to see and to manipulate. So if you wish to draw the window part over here, you have to type UCS enter and change the UCS so that it matches the wall. So I'm going to type UCS here. Or better yet, I'm going to change it to 2D wireframe first. So I'm going to type UCS enter, select this part, and this part. So you can see my X and Y are respective to the wall for the second floor. So if I enable the roof layer right now, I can see the roof is somewhere over here. So if I want to create the window part, it must be above the roof design. So I will type REC enter and start. I will disable this object snap first and start somewhere here until here. Okay, and I will disable for a while this roof structure and focus on my window creation here. So I'm going to change back my visual style to 2D wireframe. Okay, and I want to create this cutout or the subtracted wall over here by using the press pull command. So I will type PRESS, choose press pull, select this part, and just pull it inside to create the subtracted wall or to create the cutout of that wall. So I have cut this particular part out. So if you want to cut out the first floor part over here, so you got to change your UCS first. So you got to type UCS enter. You got to click somewhere over here. X and Y is over here, and you can use the rectangle command. Type REC, enter, and you can start drawing the rectangle. You can also change the visual style to 2D wireframe and type press pull command. Click this part and pull it inside. Sometimes it doesn't work like that, so you got to undo it. Type U, enter. Type U, enter to undo that. Do it again under different view. So I type PRESS. Choose press pull and select this part and pull it inside. So if this happens, you can just use the subtract command. Type SU, enter, select the main structure, enter, and select this particular box to create the cutout. If the press pull didn't go as expected, right, you can always choose the subtract command to, but actually I have to subtract until here. So I'm going to undo this first. So the rectangle should be from down here until to the top. So I'm going to type REC, enter, and take from this particular point and shoot up the rectangle until here. Alright, and then I go to 2D wireframe and type press pull. Click inside here. Or better yet, I use the extrude command since the lines are so much and the computer has an error in detection the press pull command. So I extrude this part and use the subtract command. SU, enter, click the main structure, enter, and click inside this box to create the cutout. So you can change back to conceptual to see. So I've just extended the box too much, so it subtracted the back of this house. So I'm going to undo that to fix that. Type U, enter, EXT, enter. So I'm just going to extrude it a little bit, maybe around maybe 3 meters. So I'll type the extrusion height and type SU, enter, select this, enter, and select that. So you can see that press pull command didn't work on the first floor, right? So you can even use box to cut out this particular first floor. So I'm going to use box, BOX, enter. I'm going to change my UCS first. Go back to top. Click this one, change back to SC isometric. Type BOX. Try to target somewhere around here. As for the height, I will adjust for the height here and push the box in a little bit and use the subtract command. Type SU, enter, select the main structure, enter, select the box inside. So I've created the cutout for this particular first floor. Okay, let's say if you want to create the windows for this particular second floor part, you can just set the roof structure off first. Okay, you can change your UCS so that it matches the cutout for this window. So you just type UCS, enter. You can see now the UCS is respective to the window right now. So I'm going to type REC, enter, to bound the cutout using a rectangle. I'm going to offset this rectangle now to 100. O, enter, type 100. So 100 doesn't look that much. So maybe I'll offset it 200 to make it more visible. Okay, and use the press pull command. Click this area, click, and type 200 also as its thickness. If I press escape, change my visual style to conceptual, I can see that the frame has been created. So you can even select this and change the color of it just to differentiate for the frames. So I've created the frame for the window. Okay, so I'll change back to 2D wireframe. And I'll draw another rectangle, REC, enter, to bound the window part over here. So that is the rectangle. And I'll type X, enter. I'll offset it first. Click this one. O, enter, as much as 200. Offset it inside like that. Select this part, type X, enter. So this one is exploded already. And I'll offset this one around 1500. 1500 for the, goes like that. Offset it again. Offset it again. To create the linings for the window part. Now I'll type O, enter, 100 or maybe 200 to make it more visible. So I use my trim command, TR, enter twice, to trim out the unwanted portion over here. You can see while doing this, the trim command doesn't work actually, due to sometimes we draw the rectangle in the beginning. The rectangle positioning is not correct. So I'm going to delete back the rectangle. I will change to a view which is more accurate for me to draw the rectangle. So I will type REC, enter, and start from here. Click until here. And I'll change back to 2D wireframe. So I'll offset this to 200. trying to repeat the steps again. So I'll select this, type X, enter. So this part has been excluded. So I'll type O, enter, and 200, enter I will type 2O, enter, 1500, enter. It is the distance between one panel window to another. So I'm going to use offset command now. Type O, enter, type 200, offset this. And I'm going to use trim command, type TR, enter twice, and trim out this portion.